me that you are prepared. Okay? Otherwise, you're not going to be successful. If you think you're going to remember all your questions when you get on the phone, you're wrong. You're going to forget most of them. Have the questions written out so we can optimize our time together, and I can get everything answered for you and on the right track. Fair enough? Free strategy session, free return on investment calculator. Dan, I want to thank you for bringing me. You got a question? Or you want to clap?
Do you have any time in case anybody else has questions?
Yeah, you guys have Q&A? Sure. I thought maybe we were behind on time.
No.
No?
You can stay as late as everybody wants to stay, but I've got a question for you.
Yeah.
In your experience right now, at this point in time, would you say you're getting better deals from REOs from realtors or auction sites?
I don't get anything from real estate agents at all.
And you can't go to the banks like you used to be able to do with short sales.
Well, okay, so let me back up. It depends on which market I'm in. I'm in several different markets, guys. But since we spoke about Cleveland, I'll talk about that one, okay? In Cleveland, I do get REOs, but I get them from 2 small community banks. I was able to build some relationships there. They allow me, when they get their REOs, and they have quite a few, because to be honest with you, Cleveland is comparable to California, let's just say Los Angeles and Ventura County, like it was 2011, okay? They're that far behind on the real estate cycle. So that means there's a lot of short sales and a lot of REOs still floating around, where today here locally you won't find that. So the banks have a lot, and they come to me and say, okay, here's what we have available, and they allow me to cherry pick. And if I cherry pick, they expect me to close within 7 days. Not a problem, okay? It's all cash transactions. I don't get them from real estate agents. If whatever's not cherry picked from people like me, then those get listed with a real estate agent.
And will they give you individuals, or do you have to buy
No, individual. I can cherry pick. They'll give me individuals, yeah. The other way I get it is the auction comes into town once a month, okay? So we'll go to the auction, we'll bid on properties, we'll buy them there. I buy tax liens, I foreclose on properties. Do I have time for a quick little short story? Sure. You'll love this, okay? Okay, anybody in here would like to own 90 units? Anybody? That cash flow 14%. Okay? That would cost them, I don't know, what would 90 units cost here? How much? 9 million? I don't know. That's why I'm asking you. All right. So here's how this works. Listen to this. There's a company over in Florida that does tax liens, and they only work the Florida market. But for whatever reason, they bought this tax lien up in Cleveland, and it's a 90-unit apartment complex. Now, it's 2 big, large buildings, all brick on a corner lot. Now, it's a low-income neighborhood that's being gentrified by Cleveland Clinic, by the way. And so they had this tax lien that they bought for $250,000, and they just sat on it forever. People are living in the property for free. There's no management. It's just a slum, okay? Well, it was presented to me and my partner and for $350,000. They said, hey, guys, you want to buy this for $350,000? I looked at it, and I said, absolutely, okay? So I sent out a quick email real quick. Now, I got a choice. Do I come out of pocket $350,000, or do I borrow someone else's $350,000? I borrowed someone else's $350,000. So I borrowed one of my clients $350,000, and we bought the tax lien. Okay, we bought it in August. Now, August 2019. Now, I'm sorry, August 2018 is when I bought it. August 2018. September rolls around, we file a foreclosure on the property. We thought it was going to be a little quicker process, but it didn't. It went all the way to May of 2019. So now I'm into this property for $350,000, right? Even though we've got the lien, we are now starting to collect rents and cleaning people out one by one, okay? Because when you got a property like that, there's no leases. There might be a lease floating around somewhere. We got a lot of research to do. And then we got to start fixing safety hazards. Well, we don't want to do that until we actually own the property. May comes around, we now foreclose on the property, and now we're the proud owners of this piece of junk 90-unit apartment complex. Now, at the end of September 2019, we're into it for just over $1 million with all the repairs. We've gone in and we've cleaned out all the units. We got rid of 83% of the occupants. We have replaced them with higher paying occupants. We put up security gates, security cameras. We have Wi-Fi for everybody in the complex. We put in wash machine and dryers. We put in an ATM machine, or not ATM machine, but a kiosk machine so they can go buy a laundry card to go pay for, so no one uses coins, so no one steals. So we did a lot of work with this property, but I'm into it just slightly now, over $1 million. And now we're in escrow for $2.9 million. Wholesale deal, guys, because the one across the street is 91 units, and it is 70% vacant, and needs about $400,000 worth of work, and they just got it appraised for $3.2 million. So we hot sold it like that, is what we did. Opportunity, prepared. I don't know everything about this. I didn't know about, foreclosing on a lien in Cleveland. What do? I call someone and ask, hey, how do you do this? And what's their return question to me? What credit card would you like to swipe today? Swipe this one. Give me the information. Well worth it, right? Things like that. And you can do exactly the same thing. In fact, I pray that all of you do better than what I have done. I would love for you guys to do that. Because you know what? There's plenty out there for everybody. Okay, any questions? No?
Now's the time.
Yes, sir.
What do you think about the Phoenix market, given that you're,
That's a big question.
do you still think it's attractive to invest in?
Absolutely. But it depends on which criteria is. If you're going down there for cash flow, then I would say no, unless you step into, the low-income neighborhoods. In the low-income neighborhoods, I would say it would be more like low income you find in Oxnard, where all the farmers are at, type of thing. But that's not my type of investing. But that might be your type of investing, and that's okay. So yes, there is a play there. You might earn 3 to 4%. Most of my investors are buying newer properties, meaning that they're 15 years or younger, for approximately about $145,000. That's attractive, okay? Because now you're in a community with a bedroom community that will offer great resale that has an HOA. Does anybody like HOAs on their rental properties? I love it. I'll pay all day long. It's a pit bull in my backyard watches over my properties, guys. Okay? Start thinking the other way. Because if an HOA is not there, and so I'll give you an example. I had a property over in Pensacola, Florida, brand new build that I built in 2000. And I had someone moved in, and it has a huge lot. No HOA in the new community, even though it's all new houses. And when you know what I found out a year and a half later? In my backyard, he had a palm tree farm, and he had rows and rows of palm trees. If I had an HOA, I would have known that. You know what I mean? So don't look down. If the numbers work, guys. Okay? But $145,000 for properties over in Phoenix for newer properties. You can get them starting at about $70,000. We buy them at the auction, is what we do. And they don't cash flow as well, but for the long play, yes. They're still trying to propose to build a Disneyland there. Okay. Intel just opened up down there. GM owns a lot of land there. So business-wise, it's pretty darn stable. Pretty darn good. Okay. Anything? Wholesaling, fix and flip?
And in terms of California, like cash flowing properties, kind of a 2% rule, is that impossible, or you?
No. I'll tell you why, we just did it. So there are markets here in California that you can buy properties pretty darn cheap. So in December we bought a property that's a 2-bedroom, 2-bath for $38,000. Horstone. Military town, right? So we bought it for $38,000. Properties there are easily selling about $120,000 to $140,000. Needs repairs. Well, I'm not going to repair it to fix and flip. It's not that type of neighborhood. It's a good rental neighborhood. It's not a fix and flip neighborhood. So if I was to fix and flip it, then I'd have to easily put, $60 grand into it. Well, do the math. 40 grand plus 60, 100. If I sell for 125, there's no money there. But to make it rent ready, $12,000 bucks. Not bad. Okay? So now you're into that's $50,000. That property rents $975. You said 2% rule? No problem. Now, are you going to go on the MLS and find that? No. You got to do wholesaling tactics to be able to find that. So I didn't keep it. I flipped it over to another investor.
Do you have much to say about Vegas compared to Reno and that investment area?
Yeah, so we work the auctions. I've not done anything in Reno, okay? But I've worked the auctions in Las Vegas for 3 years. And those years were between 2011 to 2014, and then we pulled out. Because auction.com came in, thinning out the inventory, is just no more of a play for a small guy like me. But we work the auctions, and what we do is we buy them, fix them, and resell them. Typically, all of the properties that we have are always, they were already pre-sold. So what I don't like about Vegas is it's a linear economy. The number one driving money factor there is gambling. It's not the buffets, it's not the entertainment, it's gambling. So you can go there in 2010, hotels are sold out, but they were only like $50 a night. And the shows were way down, but you walk in the casino and the tables were empty. That's where they make their money. So if there's no gambling, there's no construction, there's no workers, everything starts a domino effect. It's a linear economy. What other economies I mentioned earlier? Detroit, right? Orlando, all entertainment. Hawaii, if you're buying in that, all vacation, second homes. Those are linear economies. I don't care to invest in those type of economies. What I do like about Vegas is that it's landlocked. It is surrounded by mountains. They can only build so much and then they are done. And many people, especially from Los Angeles, are relocating to live there because they can buy at a fraction of the cost of what they pay in Los Angeles, and it's still close to home for family. So that's a big benefit. Now, if I'm comparing to Reno, Reno is a much, much smaller play, much smaller market. Not as many as population, the money is not there. The only thing that is there is barely gambling and Tesla. Okay, Tesla's there. So people like to go buy because Tesla's opening up a plant. There's nothing wrong with that. But here's what I find. When there's a gold strike, the people that make the money are the ones with picks and pans, selling them, not the ones striking gold. So a lot of people right now are running over to the Dakotas. Why? Oil. They struck oil. What if that thing dries up next year? Then all the employment goes away because there's nothing else there to keep it. And all those properties become a little ghost town. So it's important, that's a great question, Ben. So it's important, again, to have that safety and that sustainability is to invest in markets that have that diversification in the economy. That's why it's important to me to invest in those markets. Did I answer your question? Yeah.
Kind of speaks like.
I'll make sure that we can give them to
It's been
you. Guys ready?
standard cluster.
Exactly. California City. You know, I just got a free property in California City last year. 2.5 acres, residential, brand new, or not brand new. What I'm talking about is land. It's just a piece of land. But what was supposed to be brand new is a residential building. That never happened. So I got it free. I sold it for $7,500. It was worth $5.
Proven track record in a diverse economy.
Yes. But the question is how did I get it free? How did I sell for $7,500 when it's only worth $5 max? Right? Someone bought it back in 1970, thought it was going to be a gold mine because that's when they were pushing California City. He's up in his later 70s. Says, I don't want to pay my $134 annual tax anymore. Here, take this property. I said, okay, I'll take it. Let me see what I can do with it. I started marketing out to a bunch of guys, went on to Google, who buys land? We buy land. Find all the We Buy Land guys. Start seeing that property right over there. Said, hey, here's the deal. Buy it from me for $5,000 cash or $7,500 with $2,500 down, and I'll finance $5,000 for the next 10 years. And they took the owner financing. So I got $2,500. I now took half of that, gave it to that guy who wasn't expecting anything. So he got his $12,500, and I kept my $1,250, and now I get a monthly check of just a little over $100 every single month for the next 10 years. Until it's paid off. How many of you can do like that? See? I mean, mailbox money is fantastic. One of my biggest motivators, has anybody ever heard successful people saying that, hey, successful people, they get up early in the morning, they read the newspaper, they go work out, they work all day long. You've heard that, right? Not this guy. I lay in bed for an hour before I roll out. Number one, I feel like Frankenstein when I get out because I'm all stiff. But one of my biggest motivators is this. I'm in bed, I roll over, and I grab this, pick it up. Very first thing I do is I go to verseoftheday.com. I read my verse. Verseoftheday.com. And I read my verse for the day, okay? And then I can't wait, and I kind of, speed read, and I get right over to my page because I get these automatic alerts coming in from PayPal. Was it me? Oh, it's getting excited again. $15, 125, 900 every single morning. A list of these income that's coming in, and that's people paying their $100 for that land over there, and they're paying through PayPal. I rarely get a physical check anymore. Or maybe it's a subscription, or maybe it's going on a tour, whatever it may be. Just this little list here, and that's a huge motivator. And it makes me, how can I build this up even a little bit bigger? During the while, helping people as well, okay? All right, guys, I'm gonna wrap it up, so that way you can go home and grab some early dinner. If you have any questions, I'll be in the back for a little bit, and if you got that little yellow sheet, please turn it in to the back table. And I appreciate your guys' time, all right?
Thank you so much, Sensei. You are fantastic. Lots of good information. And we will be back here, we will be back here not the end of next month, but the next month, because we're doing every other month now. Next month, we've got somebody coming up from the LA, not next month, but, okay, we're in, what are we in? February, March, April, the end of April. We've got somebody coming up from the LA area. You'll get the information out there, but then in a few more months after that, I'm gonna try and bring in some of these people to talk about the energy problems, the kind of things that you can do to solve problems in your home, all that technology, so we're gonna try and get that going too. Get back to me anytime you want to, text, email, call, whatever. Thank you very much.